This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose only.
How to start your Nemt business. And we have special guests coming on tonight that can offer their expertise because me personally, I believe they are some experts in this field, and I like to open my platform to them so they can share this information to people that's interested in using your own personal vehicle to start a transportation business. So this is what this live event is about. Kim, what up, though, from ATL? What up, though? So while we are waiting for the guests, where's everybody coming in from so I know what sector of the world everybody's chiming in from? Now they are in the building. But yeah, Chicago, what up, though? Chicago, Chi-Town, Arkansas, what up? What up, though? Kansas City, Missouri, what up, though? And Little Rock.
Hey,
Oh.
hey, Dante.
Hey, how you doing? Is that Monica?
No, that's Jasmine.
Yeah. How you doing?
Hey, Dante.
Good to have you guys.
Right?
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Like I told you in the message, I've been following you guys' platform as well as I guess you following mine. But the information that you guys bring out is very important, and I love the way you deliver it. So I said, you know what, I need to reach out to these ladies and see if I can get them to, share their story, on my platform. So thank you guys for coming on.
Well, thank you. And we gotta say, like Dante, we are big on women in transportation, but we gotta give you your kudos and your respect too after hearing your story and how hard you hustle in this industry too. Like, we are proud of you and we support our brothers as well. So we
Wow.
definitely want to give props to you as well. So you keep doing your thing,
Right.
and we love seeing you winning. So you keep it up.
Absolutely. Thank you. So basically, my thing is I want to share with people. Detroit, what up, though? Alabama, what up, though? I want to, share with people how to get into this industry. And like I said, you guys, like I don't know if you guys know, like you guys did a YouTube video, the licensing and procedures.
Credentials.
Yes. So on my channel, I don't know how to explain that, right? So what I end up doing is I end up stitching you guys' video on my channel, to share with my audience, what I'm saying, how to better explain, saying the licensing and credentials procedures. So with that being,
Yeah.
like I said, you guys like offer like some dope information. So I appreciate you guys for always delivering, saying that content. Louisiana, what up, though? Oh, I see I lost them, so they'll be back on.
So maybe he's doing both.
I think y'all back.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We still trying to figure this whole
Hey, look,
TikTok live.
I know because I think y'all familiar with Stephanie, the NEMT guru.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we
we
had.
are.
Yeah, I did a live with them as well. And we was trying to we had the same issues, what I'm
I'm telling you. But look, I do want to jump in and just kind of share with your viewers a little bit of information about us.
Mm-hmm.
So, we own and operate a non-emergency transportation company here in Orange County, California. It's about 30-45 minutes from LA.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in business for almost 4 years. We've been able to scale our business, generating a little over 6 figures a year. And then we also offer products and services. And because so many people were just interested in our industry and just wanted to know more, we decided to create a YouTube channel and create other platforms like Instagram and TikTok to encourage aspiring entrepreneurs to get in business for themselves. So that's a little bit of backstory about us and our outlook on things. We're really big, like Monica said, on women in transportation, and just supporting women, empowering women.
Yes.
And that's pretty much what we're about. So I was so excited when you open up the platform for us to join you to talk about how to get into the non-emergency transportation industry. As you always say, it's a good business. You can work for yourself, gives you the flexibility to do whatever you need to do, and let's go. I mean, let's get more people in the industry. It's enough money out there for all of us.
Yes.
So how do you feel about, like, some people ask me about, competition, like competitors, like do you run into that particular area, or do you even does that play a part into your business? Because I tell people it's enough money for everybody in this industry, but people have that, like, we see so many transportation companies, how I'm gonna make money. What are your
Dante, but
yeah,
look at you and I, right? If
right,
we were worried about competition, we wouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
Or even having platforms available to people. It's enough money for all of us to do well. And I always encourage people to partner with other transportation providers, build relationships with them, because it's you got to help each other out.
Yeah.
You have to build a community, and that's what it's about. Also, on our Instagram page yesterday, somebody had said something that was really good. They said every time they see other providers out there, they always think they're not me.
Yes.
They're not me.
Yes.
My service is better than them. And I was like, oh my God, that's the right mindset to have in this business, especially if you wanted to scale it beyond whatever you're currently doing at the moment.
And your vision may be different. Your vision is not the same as our vision. Your outlook on everything may be different. So, my vision is my vision and your vision is your vision. So there shouldn't be any competition in this industry.
right, absolutely. What do you think would be the if somebody was interested in getting into this particular industry, the very first step you think somebody would need to know in order to get started? Like,
Well, the first thing is to do your research, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of people hop into this industry and they have no idea what it takes to operate. This is not an easy business. You have to constantly keep yourself up to date on industry standards, regulations, and guidelines. But I mean, the first thing would be to do your research.
Do your research. I would definitely say do your research as well. Know, like Jasmine mentioned, know what you're getting yourself into. Like, you need to know the ins and out, regardless of the fact if you're consulting with someone. Like, rules and regulations are different in different states. So what may be required here may be different in Georgia. And so you need to know that. You need to know what you're expecting, what you're signing up for. And so you have to do some research. You have to do some research on your own.
you hit it right on the nail, because I say it all the time.
Or look, Dante,
Yeah,
get a mentor or a business coach, and don't complain about paying them, because they're the one that has all this knowledge. So you have to compensate them for doing the work for you.
absolutely. I say it all the time, but it seems like, we're trying to sell, not trying to be salesy, but at the same time trying to give you the information. Like, well, this can shortcut your process and helping you and proceed to the next level.
Yeah. Because we got into this, you and I, all of us, we got into this this space of educating people because we want to help, right? Because genuinely in our heart, when you're in this industry, you have to have a heart to help. Whether that be coaching, mentoring, NEMT, like, it's just
what it is.
Yeah.
It is. So if I could ask, what made you guys? Well, I guess you said it in the beginning, but just to give people a general idea, what gave you the idea just to come together to form this transportation company? Were you in this healthcare field, or was it something that, like, what I'm saying, it was like a spark that got you into it?
Well, so we both have a background in social service, in the hospital industry.
Okay.
But a couple of years ago, my father became legally blind. And so we were relying on, my family were relying on transportation to get him to and from different medical appointments and what have you. So Jasmine and I, we were talking one day and we looked into this industry, had no idea at the time this industry even existed. Like, we just started to do research. And I was like, I want to do this. I was like, I can't be there for my father, to take him to his appointments all the time, but I can do it for others. Jasmine and I, we started talking about it. We did our research. We knew it was a lot of money to be made in this industry. We knew how many people were missing their medical appointments due to the lack of transportation. We researched a good service area to know, like, there's a lack of resources in this area. So we knew what we were getting into before we started. And within that, first 3 months, we took off. Like, the rest is history.
And let me point out too that when we first started, there was no like ebooks, videos, platforms like you and I are offering. So the people that are new trying to get into this industry today have an upper hand because there's tons of information out there. YouTube, Google,
because you're right. We did not, like, it was like trial and error for us. Like, the knowledge that we have, it was trial and error, like, because we didn't have anyone to guide us and give us that support. So yeah, it's definitely, the game has really changed since then.
It is, because you guys came in 2019, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me ask you this, because I'm a real fan, right? So NEMT Van Talks, how did that come about? You know that.
Well, you know what? How did that come about?
Honestly, one day we were doing a trip together, and we were doing content just to post on Instagram and Facebook. And so we was like, we kept recording and doing content, and we talked about, like, we wanted to start a YouTube channel, but we didn't know how to start. And so we were just playing around and creating content. And we was like, you know what? Let's create a platform to give back. And at first, we kind of wanted to just be geared towards women in transportation. Right. But that's how
everybody need help. So we were like, okay, are we gonna sit in our office and do these videos? Like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, something just came over me. I'm like, let's sit in our van. Let's sit in our van, because this is what's making us money. Right.
Okay. Right. That was it. Y'all hit it. That was a perfect. I guess that's a perfect mesh right there.
The money making van.
It is. So let me ask you this also. So when you guys started, what did you start with? Like, vehicle wise, was it a van? Was it a personal vehicle, like a like a 4-door sedan? Ambulatory. How did you guys start off?
So, like I said, when we first started, there was not a lot of information out there. So all we knew is we can only start with a wheelchair van, gurney. We didn't even think about like ambulatory. Like, what ambulatory clients are going to need our services? Why can't they just use like Uber or Lyft or something like that? Right. That was never in our mind at the time. So yes, we went and we purchased a wheelchair accessible full cut van. And then from there we scaled and brought on 2 additional vehicles. But now we know, right, that someone can start this business with just a regular car, because we get tons of people that that go to dialysis treatment, right? And they're weak and fragile. They're not in a wheelchair, but they need a ride. We got people that go to radiation chemotherapy. They're not in a wheelchair, but they need a ride. Or you have people that are older and they don't want to put their grandmother or grandfather in an Uber or Lyft.
Right.
So they're okay with paying $150, $200 to take Miss Jane up the block.
Yeah.
So, so that's so we started with the full cut Dodge Caravan. At the time our van was about $35,000. But shoot, I think those vans are like almost $60,000 now.
In the prices, yeah.
But I heard they're coming back down, so that's good.
Right. Okay. So you are in the industry for 4 years, and you're offering mints, because somebody just asked in the comments, or do you guys offer mentoring? So
Yes, so we do offer mentor services. At this time, we like Dante said, we have a YouTube platform. It's MJ Reliable Transportation, NEMT Van Talks. On there, we try to post a video weekly, just giving you the ins and outs of our business, giving you just tips, ideas, and different resources. And all of that information is free. But if you choose to, if you want to schedule a one-on-one consultation call with us, the link is also in the description of the video. You can schedule a one-on-one consultation. We're also very excited to be launching our online course.
Yes.
And it's a 10-week course. So start that NEMT business in 10 weeks. So that'll be launching sometime next month. So we're really excited about that. Yes. We've been working on it since last year. And this is not a course that's built by some stranger on Fiverr that doesn't know anything about the industry.
Right.
Literally, and I have to say that, Dante, because I'm telling you, we busy. So for us to
we put our time and energy and effort, all of our knowledge, like we really wanted to really invest everything we had into this course to make sure like we were giving people what they needed to get started in this industry. So definitely, we're definitely excited about that.
Now, is there like a pre what do you call it?
Like a sign up or whatever?
Yes.
We haven't done any of that. Our main focus was making sure that the content in the course was quality content.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that right now at this moment, we're not even thinking about, because we want to feel like, okay, this is like A1. This is everything that they need to know. And we're going to focus on this. And once this is where we need it to be, then we can start marketing and doing all that other stuff. But for right now, we don't have any like pre-signups or anything. I would just say keep an eye out on TikTok, our Instagram, and our YouTube channel. I'm sure we will, have more information on our course at that time.
Right. So what I'm going to say right now to all the people that's in the building right now, to go follow MJ Reliable Transportation while we're on here now. So you'll get this information from them and follow all the tips and content they put out, because you two be coming up with some creative things. I can tell you. So, I thought you bring a breath of fresh air to the industry. So, thank you for that.
That's what you said, Dante. And I'm telling you, I was so excited when I seen you comment, like your first comment on one of our videos. I was like, Monica, Dante.
And I'm like, girl, who is Dante? She was like, Dante.
Monica don't be on TikTok. I'm on TikTok.
Oh,
she's like, Dante on TikTok. I'm like, what? Who is Dante? She was like, this is a whole celebrity. I'm like, okay,
a whole celebrity, boo.
Yo, wow. Like I said, y'all really be bringing the like, it's edutainment. That's the good part about it, because you know how somebody can just get in front of the camera and then spill out information. It'll get dull to a point where people don't want to learn. So you make it, you guys make it fun to learn. And then y'all be, like I said, the van talks is really what be. And that's what I like. I like the van talk. I like everything, but the van talks is interesting because y'all be having y'all moments where y'all y'all look at each other. You know, shit. Monica might say, you know what I'm saying. So you tell that y'all have different opinions, but y'all do come together.
Yeah,
You know?
we did. That's my girl. That's
Yeah,
my girl.
I could tell. I could tell. So
That's,
let's speak about the 10-week course because I'm very interested in the course. I'm going to sign up as well. So what's if we can tell the people what's all going to be included in the course. So I bet you from start to finish, you're going to teach them how to uh, get into the NMT business.
hmm So we have so we're taking them from A to Z. So we talking about registering the business, EIN, MPI, um,
Insurance,
vehicle,
vehicles,
finding the right vehicle, different resources for that. What else is on there?
working with the broker or not working with the broker.
Pros and cons, resources, everything that we're putting in the course, we're explaining it to you as if you've never been in this industry before, know nothing about this industry.
Very
So we're breaking it down. Like what's that book they got on Amazon?
Dummies for something.
Dummies for something.
It's
yeah.
a week by week. And it's at your own pace, but we broken down in week by week. So the first week we're gonna focus on one thing, and then the second week we're gonna focus on something. So if you follow the steps, by the time you're at the 10th week, you should be ready to launch your business. That's if you follow all of the steps that we provide in this course. The goal at the end is for you to be able to launch it. Now, again, it's at your pace, and so if you miss a week or what have you, then you may be behind. But if you follow the course,
and if you behind, better not get behind, okay? Because we focus. It's
Yeah.
2023.
Yes.
Okay, and we're even giving you a cheat sheet. There's gonna after every week or after every topic, you're gonna receive a worksheet.
Yeah.
So the worksheet is gonna it's almost like homework
Assignment. This is what you need to do. It's like it's your guide, it's your cheat sheet. So as we're going through the lessons, you don't have to be worried about writing things down, trying to remember, oh, what did they say? Like, we're going to give you a cheat sheet with everything that you need to remember. So at the end of the week, you can go back and reference that cheat sheet.
That's really dope. So I'm gonna keep it TikTok friendly, but I'll just say that's why I fuck with you guys because y'all that. You see how you just said that? Like they're gonna get all the information from from the beginning to the end, and then you offer the worksheets. Like they're not gonna be missing any information. So that's really good for you to offer that course. Like
Yeah, because a lot of people offer courses and they share the content with you and then they leave you. So that's not our intention. So we want to be able to thoroughly explain the topic for the week, have you do your homework, and we're not leaving you. You're actually going to be a part of our group, our private group. So you will always have access to us should you have questions or whatever the case may be. So.
Okay, so can we talk about the women's in transportation? How I know how it came about, but can you explain to the audience, like, what's your mission with the women in transportation?
That's her baby there.
Self-explanatory, but I want because a lot of women follow, I guess my channel as well, so they all interested in finding out about the transportation business, and you will be a great resource and mentors for those women. So can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so we came up with women in transportation as like, for us, it's like women empowerment. And it's not necessarily just women in transportation, but all women, right? For me, I'm a single mother, so being able to be there for my kids and be involved in the things they're doing while also making a living for myself to be able to provide for them was huge for me because I just feel like as women, we're faced with so much, right? We have to work. We have to run our household. You got kids have activities, but you still got to get out there and make money and live. So we just wanted to support and motivate, encourage all women, but especially women in transportation. We also have a Facebook group called Women in Transportation. So, ladies, if you gals are not a part of our transportation group, Women in Transportation, I would highly suggest that you head on over to our Facebook group and join. There we are sharing a lot of resources and knowledge, and we're just creating a sisterhood.
Yeah.
A sisterhood. So that's where it came from, just uplifting women because we go through so much.
Yeah,
So
I think that's the gist of it. Like encouraging women to keep going, not to give up, follow your dreams. Like she said, just a sisterhood, a bond, and so that's how we kind of created Women in Transportation. Because sometimes when you think of women, they don't think we can come together and work together, and we can. They look at us as competition. And so we wanted to create.
Not to mention we in a male-dominated industry.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
So that was another thing when we started transporting, like people will be shocked when they saw us getting out of the van. Like they wasn't expecting a woman. And so we were like, what?
Even our clients, we're like, are you sure you can push me up the ramp? Yes, ma'am, I can push you up the ramp. Watch.
They question our ability.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like when you guys were on, I believe it was the Channel 7 News. When,
Yeah.
I seen that. Because, if you think about it, not too many women are in the industry. So you guess you would get, judged like that.
I used to be mad, Dante. I used to be breaking nails, popping nails with these
Oh, you
wheelchairs and stuff. Now I be extra careful.
Right.
Because I still want to maintain my femininity.
No, you do. So, you guys work with brokers, correct?
Okay. So that's good that you say that. So I always tell people that it's important for you to have multiple streams of income.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So, yes, we work with the broker. However, we have private pay. We have contracts at hospitals and medical facilities. So you want to make sure that, you're not just working with the broker and that's it. Because the business from that broker can stop at any time. Mm-hmm. And when that business stops, your clientele is gone, which means your business goes down the drain.
Now we have heard and we know people have mixed feelings and reviews about working with brokers, and that's fine. But, like Jasmine mentioned, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Like you want to spread it out across the board. And even if you decide to work with a broker, that doesn't mean that you have to take their trips. That could just be a backup plan. But as we mentioned in one of our videos, like we made a lot of money working with one broker. So I think it's also about your ability to negotiate for your business. And if you do decide to work with a broker, you want to negotiate your rates. You can make money working with a broker or brokers. Mm-hmm. It just depends on how you structure your business and negotiating your rates. Yeah.
So when you first started off, did you start off with just a broker, or did you have that motto where you just wanted to diversify everything? Just so
you asked us some good questions. So I always tell people when you just starting out, yes, absolutely work with the broker, right? Because you got insurance you got to pay. That's due every month. They don't care if you have trips or not. Right. So if that's what gaining private pay clientele is not the easiest thing to do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna front. Like everybody say private pay, but there's a formula to it, right?
Right.
So you got to know how to get out there and hustle to get private pay. But if you're working with a broker, it opens up opportunities for you. So let's just say you're working for what's one of the big brokers out here? MTM, huh?
Monica
Monica, MTM. Okay. Any one of those brokers, right? Huh?
Modicare and MTM is out in California?
Oh, yes. Yeah, they are. So look, you're going in and out of these facilities, picking up their clients. They're not your clients. They're their clients, right? So you're going in there picking up their clients. you always want to make sure that you leave a card and a brochure at that facility where you're picking up these clients from. Even though they're not your clients, they're MTM's clients, you always want to make sure that you're leaving your information. And you're doing that because you want to get that receptionist used to seeing your face, used to seeing your business material, right? And there are times where family members will come in and say, "Oh, my father just died and mom needs to get to the mortuary. Do you have a transportation company that you use?" Well, shit, she got your card right here on the desk, right? So she's going to say, "Okay, well, I got MJ Reliable Transportation. Here's the car." So there you go. You got a private pay client from that facility.
Just like that.
So let me ask you, how do you feel about networking and building relationships? Because what I tell people all the time is this is a relationship game, and having a strong network of different people that you can contact is really important. And they tell me, like, I ain't gonna say they tell me, but they be like, "Well, I don't like talking to people too much." And I'm telling them that this is a people's person industry, so you have to get over that if you want to be in this industry. What are your feelings on that as far as relationships and networking go?
And we have our mentees that some are just like that. And you know what we did, Dante? We created a NEMT call script, right? So, which is available on our website, and it's a call script that takes them from the beginning of the phone call all the way until they get the contact information and hang up. Right? Now, you may not be used to talking to people or whatever, but this is your business, and you better get used to it. And if you don't want to get used to it, or if you don't want to get into it, then you need to find something else to do.
And not only that, networking is critical in this industry. You have to network. Like, in order to scale and grow, you're gonna have to network with other people in this industry. Like, it's just part of the game.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I just wanted to make sure that
in the community.
People understand that concept. Like, you do have to, talk to people, because how would they ever know, what you do and who you are if you don't get out and express that?
Or you better hire somebody.
Absolutely.
You better hire somebody. If you don't want to do it yourself, you better hire somebody.
So another question. Okay, do you have a website that you use for like booking your clients, or do you use a dispatch software, or how do you go about getting your clients?
So we do utilize a dispatching software, but we always tell people too, like, depending on how big your operation is, like if you're owner operator, one man, one vehicle, you don't need a dispatching software. There's other alternatives out there for you.
It's all, especially when you're starting out, you want to keep as much money in-house as possible, and you want to keep, like, if you can keep your expense down, you want to do that when you're first starting out. And so if you're owner operated a dispatch and assist software, it's not necessary when you're first starting out. Like, there's other ways to navigate without having that in place. Now, of course, as you grow and expand, you want to add that along, but it's not necessary.
Right. Okay, so the video you guys just dropped, you had Jen's
books.
That was a very interesting video. I learned a lot on that video.
Yeah. So Jen reached out to us because she specializes in billing, right? Accounts receivable. So if you're working with Medi-Cal, Medicaid, their billing is horrific, right? Like, you almost have another person hire another person just to do the billing for Medicaid, Medi-Cal, because it's crazy. So if you're in the position where your trip volume is there, your company is bringing in money, Jen's Books is perfect for you. because she only charges a percentage on what she not what she bills, but what is approved and what's sent to you. So that's good. She also can do the billing for any broker that you're partnered with. So it's essentially just taking another task away from the NEMT business owner and giving them the room and the freedom to focus on other things and not so much just billing. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to billing, you want to make sure your money is right. So that's not something that you should take lightly.
And we don't play about them coins, Dante. I don't.
I know.
Coins have to come in and they have to be on point.
Right, at all times. At all times.
Yes.
So,
what they say? They said what make was your van? Our first van was a 2019 Dodge Caravan.
Oh yeah, I did. I was gonna let the audience ask questions. You wanna do a you wanna run a Q&A, because I know you guys got.
It doesn't. No. What
you wanna ask? We can answer these questions in the chat.
How long did it take to get approved for PAVE in California? We actually offer mentorship, so we can actually do your PAVE application for you or review your documents. So if you're interested in that service is on our website. Approval right now is probably
it is a lengthy process. It will take anywhere from 90 to 180 days to get your application, because there are different steps of that process. There's one step just completing the documents, and then there's a second part to the PAVE application as well. So ultimately, I think it takes up to 180 days in all.
And while we're talking about PAVE, I do want to say, when you are submitting your application, if you don't know what you're doing, you need to find someone that can do it for you. Because what's happening, and we're seeing it more and more, the application fee is like $630 something. And if your application is not complete, it gets denied and you lose your money.
Yes, you have to keep paying over and over again. Like, that is ridiculous for them to take people money like that. That's crazy. So make sure you know that, like, that's just, anytime you get a deficiency letter and your application is denied, that's another $600 over and over again.
Can you explain to the people the different types of insurances that may be needed when starting the transportation business?
So that's you'll need the general liability insurance, the auto liability insurance. If you're going to hire drivers, you're going to need the
professional,
workers' comp insurance.
Oh yeah.
And then it's the professional liability insurance as well. That you would
that's optional though.
That's optional. Yeah. And then on some under some of your insurance policy, like on the general liability insurance, it also covers the sexual harassment policy. I think yes. So that's covered under that as well, which you would need as well.
Right. Okay. So when you're hiring drivers, do you have them get CPR certified, make sure they have their CPR certification or anything that, EMT certification?
Yes. When we hire drivers, the first week or two, they focus strictly on training. So before we put a driver out there alone, we make sure they're trained up. So that's wheelchair securement, basic first aid, CPR training, defensive driving, and then we let them ride along for a week as well, just to make sure that they are comfortable with the position in the job before we turn them loose. So the first 2 weeks is strictly training.
Okay. So, I'm going to go back to a question. Do I need all this?
What's that? How do you keep
the maintenance on the vehicle and still make a profit? Actually, the maintenance on our vehicles is not too bad. I mean, more than anything, we have to have oil changes
and your
tire,
tire rotation and making sure your tires are good.
But then it all goes back to also like determining your service area. How far outside of your service area are you going to be traveling?
And then if you're going to purchase, you know, a new or used vehicle, you know, if you're going to purchase a vehicle that's used, that has a lot of mileage, a lot of wear and tear already, then you can expect that you're going to have to do a lot of frequent maintenance on that vehicle. So that just goes on, you know, the type of vehicle you're going to purchase. So that's one of the things we cover in our course as well. Like that is critical in determining how much maintenance will be involved.
And then somebody said, is your training specific to California or is it all states? So all states, I mean, it's really, it's for all states. Like it's the blueprint. Of course, certain states are going to have a little bit of tweaking here and there. Their little rules, regulations may be a little bit different. But that's why I say we're not going to leave you guys out there to fend for yourself. We will be available to discuss the homework assignments that we gave you. If you guys are faced with any roadblocks or hurdles, we'll be there at the end of the 10th, at the end of the 10th week. We will be there reviewing all the information with you just to make sure that everything is straight and how it needs to be. Now, I can say that there are a lot of states that may be different. Like, where are you at, Dante? Virginia?
No, I'm in Michigan.
Michigan. Okay, so I'm sure things here in California aren't the same as in Michigan, but the blueprint is still the same. It's still, you still got to have the insurance, you still got to have the LLC, you still got to do your marketing, you still. So the only thing that may be different is maybe like your Medicaid application, but then again,
requirement,
those questions are probably all the same, right? So yes, the material that is in our online content will be for whatever state you're in, as long as you're in the United States.
Yeah, say that. I wish you were in the United States.
Right. Now, don't ask me what's going on in Canada. Let's see.
How much do they charge? Right. Someone wants to know, how do you charge for your normal rides? Like your, I guess their question is your base rate.
Yeah. So we charge a base rate plus mileage.
Plus mileage.
So we're gonna charge you just to get in our car.
Have to. Just start it up.
Just to get in the car.
I need that. So do you, since you do your private pay as well, do you also have them book in advance, or do you have it, you structure it, maybe some clients book in advance, some of them, you know, once the ride is complete?
No, we need our money up front.
Yes.
Okay.
At the time you book the appointment, you need to be paid.
Yeah, you guys, if we have any existing transportation companies on here, or even people that's looking to get into this industry, always take your money before the trip. Get your money, because once you have their money, the chances of them canceling that ride is very slim. And if they do cancel, they're going to make sure that they give you advance notice, so that they can get their money back.
Right, absolutely.
I can't believe people are actually waiting until after the trip is completed before they receive payment. Like,
no, you guys did a video one day where somebody was like $100,000 in the beers. You know,
that was with the facility.
And that was, I don't know how they let it get that. You can't even month. I'm not even going a month past. You can't.
Right.
Yeah, that blew my mind when I seen you guys with that video. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Let's see what the questions.
Somebody requested you on Facebook. They want to get into the group.
Okay.
Jersey, this applies to Jersey as well. But Jersey, I have a client right now, and I cannot find no information for Jersey. Jersey is they got their whole system on lock, where it's hard to get somebody on the phone in Jersey. So Jubby Lover, I'm still working on it, Jubby Lover. But like I said, I'm having a hard time finding information for Jersey.
Wow.
Somebody said it's so hard to get the insurance, especially for people like us. No one is trying to deal with us. Well, what is
I
people like
wouldn't.
us?
I'm
What,
about to say. I wouldn't say that because insurance is basically based off of your driving record and sometimes your credit. So it all depends, but I don't think it has anything to do with who you are per se. But
So Dante, let me ask, what type of insurance do you have to have? Do you have to have the same type of insurance, the NEMT insurance for your business?
yes, so we have commercial liability, we have general liability, and we have um I'm losing my damn train of thought. Yeah,
yeah.
we have general and commercial liability insurance. Yes,
Okay, so it's the same thing too. Okay.
Hmm.
like I
Yeah.
know. I think in Louisiana or something like they have to have a bond, like a 2 million bond insurance on top of all
Mm-hmm.
insurance.
Right.
Okay.
So, so back to that insurance question too. Like, people say like it's hard for them to find insurance, and they're like, okay, well, what can I do? But my thing is like, I need more information. You can't just tell me like it's hard for me to find insurance. I need to know like what resource, how are you looking for this insurance? Are
Mm-hmm.
you, contacting the insurance company directly, or are you dealing with the NEMT broker? I always say go through an NEMT insurance broker because they know how to answer those questions the way that
Yes.
they need to be answered. A
Right,
trick question, for example, what percentage of wheelchair trips are you doing, right? So the first thing that would come to your head is, well, I'm doing all wheelchair transportation. So you're going to put maybe 90%. That's
mm-hmm.
the wrong answer
Yes.
because your liability is now
Yes.
high,
Right,
right? Versus ambulatory. So you say, okay, well, I'm doing 70% ambulatory and 30%
30%.
wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? So little stuff like that, the insurance companies will try to get you on. Also, driving record. What does your driving record look like? Does your company have policies and procedures? Do they
Mm-hmm.
have an employee handbook? What are your do you have
A camera in your vehicle, like little things like that, making sure that you have safety measures in place to protect your business and to reduce the risk, because before an insurance broker, like before they invest in you, they want to make sure that you have like things in place in the event of any type of accident or anything happen. Like they want to make sure that the risk liability is not high. It's already an industry where accidents happen all the time, and so the risk associated with this industry is crazy. So yeah, just little things like that Jasmine mentioned is good. You want to make sure you know how to complete and answer the questions on that application, and working with someone will help you, through that process.
and for insurance, you could expect you could expect to pay anywhere between 10,000 and 16,000 a year per vehicle.
Yeah.
I can pull up like all my conversations. People think that is like they being targeted. Why are they saying this to me? Like these are like standard rates when you first come in the industry.
Yeah.
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 They don't seem to believe it. Like, well, okay, what can I do? Is there a way around it? I'm not the insurance company, so I'm gonna tell you like there's really like no way around that. They
Mm-mm.
numbers on that. So I'm
Yeah.
glad you let people know, especially when you first time coming into this industry. This is what
Right. And the more vehicles that you add on, you'll see a decrease in that number. But I always say too, like don't shy away from it because it's enough money to be made for you to be able to afford that insurance premium.
Yeah.
Like, if you got hustle and bustle and you serious about this industry,
You can make it happen.
you can make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Is there a minimum year vehicle required for contracts and insurance? Is there a minimum year vehicle?
I've heard like 2014, but I think it all depends on what state you're in or what broker you're dealing with. But I mean,
because we've seen some vehicles older than that are transporting. So yeah, it depends on the state.
Yeah, in our area too, like in the Detroit area, yeah, we seen it's just a lot of vehicles out here. I would say like 2004s, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
they still out here transporting.
Right.
Are you required to pass a physical before you are selected by a broker?
You have to do like that basic physical, but it's not. They just check your vision, your blood pressure. It's something really basic. It's nothing intense. You do have to do a full drug screening panel. But the physical is nothing. It's not a full physical. It's mostly like a vision screening, and like they check for your blood pressure and stuff like that. It's really basic, nothing intense.
Yeah, but if you're a business and you're hiring an employee, you definitely want to make sure that they pass the physical.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's a lot of bending over, bending
and
down, pushing. So
well, that's why you include that on your application. You want to make sure that they can lift and push so many pounds. So that should be a part of your application. Like you want to ask that question on your job application.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you care to share, or would you want them to wait? Someone just asked, "How much is the course?"
We haven't determined that yet. I don't know how Dante got that out of us. But yeah, we haven't determined that yet. But I mean, we're definitely gonna try to keep it as affordable as we possibly can. But you figure this is, you're forming a business. You're starting a business with this information that you're given. So I'm not gonna say it's gonna be top dollar, even though it's gonna be top value. But we're gonna try to keep it affordable. We are keeping that in mind.
Okay, because I can't wait. You know, I love learning. That's my thing. I always like always deep diving, and I'm
I
buying.
know. I saw your video the other day about real estate. I'm like, hey, doc, he talking about real estate? Like, this boy.
Yeah,
everything.
That's what I originally started off with, was real estate. That's where I really that was my passion, was real estate. So, and then the only reason why I started the YouTube channel was because my nephew, he was a very cinematic guy. The guy to be on the end of my videos, the young man is on the end of my videos. I lost him in 2020. So that's
man,
kept me on social media, because I wasn't no guy to get on there. I'm an older fella, so I wasn't into this social media thing, but that was his thing. So this is what allowed me to get on here and share my little.
What a blessing!
I know.
Yeah.
What somebody said, would you ever consider transitioning to stretcher, and why? So we don't do gurney transport, but for us, it's not worth it to do gurney transport. We try to our prices we try to keep them as competitive as possible, but out here, like, people are doing gurney trips at like $400 and $500, and we can make that with the wheelchair. So it doesn't make sense to us. But that's why I said it's important to build a network of providers. Yes. Because when we get calls for people that are needing gurney transport, we refer them. So we refer them to other providers, and we get a small percentage from the trip. So that's why it's important to build the network. So I see nothing wrong with gurney transport. I think that that's just an added service, which I think is great. Mm-hmm. But for us, you have to know what works for you, right? For you and your business. And for us, we just stay clear of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it true, when it comes to insurance, you have to pay the whole year up front? So that's with some insurance companies, but not all. But ladies, what is your
we had to pay our whole year up front when we first started.
Yeah, when we first started, you're right, Dante. When we first started, we did have to pay our first year up front, but I think it also depends on the insurance company that you're working with. So not all insurance companies you have to pay it up front. There are some that will let you pay monthly installments. It just depends. But if you're new into the industry, most of the time they do make you pay it up all at one time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you determine if there is a need for the service in your area? Wow. By doing your research, there's like different transportation companies in your area that are, providing, whether it's non-emergency medical transportation or just like something like similar to Uber or Lyft. So I would just research what's there, and I would niche down. Like child transportation is really big in our area. So we do child transportation, but what did you take on that, ladies? How do you determine if there's a need for this service in your area? Like only way I can answer that is you have to do some research.
Yeah. Yeah, I say the same thing. Do your research. That's why it's important to identify your service area. You want to make sure that your service area has enough medical offices, dialysis centers, and hospitals. Because if there are quite a few of those locations within that area, then there is going to be a need for your service, right? And don't be afraid to go in there and have conversations with people. Like, my name is Jasmine, and I just wanted to know, like, are you guys having any challenges with transportation of your clients? Like, and they're gonna say, oh my God, yes, we have this a huge problem, right? They'll let you know. They'll tell you. So don't be afraid to have those conversations with medical personnel.
Okay. Is it worth it to take Medicaid?
Yeah, I mean, Medicaid has its pros and cons, just like the broker, right? Like I said earlier, the billing is hideous, right? But the trip volume is there, right? So, like here in California, you have to have a pending or approved Medi-Cal application to even work with the broker. I don't know how it is there, but you have to go through the process. So you figure if you're going to go through the process, you might as well do everything, right? But I mean, it's Medi-Cal, Medicaid. They don't pay is not that great. But if you know how to efficiently route your trips, then it can be beneficial.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I need your guest course to move the needle now. Somebody said they need your course to move the needle now. It'll be real soon. It'll be available real soon. So make sure you go over there and follow, like I said, the MJ Reliable Transportation. Like they have a lot of, and go to the YouTube channel too. I see you guys hit over, I think like over 1,000 subscribers, and your guys.
I know we're excited about that. We like everybody like, it's just 1,000. No, it's not just 1,000. This is organic, boo.
Yeah,
work.
we ain't pay for this.
Right.
Had to get up on there. Yeah. So I have my LLC, IN business account, MPI, and I pay the Medicaid fees in Texas. Okay, very good, fearless MCs. So any words you want to give to the viewers as far as this transportation industry, how it's been for you guys in the industry so far, and any words of wisdom that you want to give to the people?
I do want to say, I do want to let people know about the Nemt conference that's hosted every year. That conference is specific to NEMT, right? So last year we had the honor of being guest speakers at this conference, and it was a wonderful experience. It gave us the opportunity to connect with so many different people. And so they'll be having it again this year in Jacksonville, Florida.
Florida this year. Yes.
So definitely we'll be there. Come out and check us out. If you see us, speak, say hello. But I also want to tell people to just be patient with yourself. Like, set realistic goals. like, you shouldn't be worried about government contracts when you haven't even had your first client. Like, you have to experience this business and know what you're doing, and then you can graduate to bigger and better things. It's always good to have goals, right? But when your goals, it just becomes complicated, and it just becomes to where people begin to get overwhelmed by all of the material because it's so much. So that's why I say just take baby steps. And if you know you need to get your EIN, say, okay, I got 2 weeks. I need to get this EIN. Just work on that. Don't work on nothing else. Just work on that, right? And then you need to get your MPI. Set another 2 weeks. I'm going to work on that. So just take steps. And like I said, just be patient with yourself.
Yeah, and just to add what Jasmine just mentioned, like, starting this business, once you get into it, it's great. There is a lot of work that you have to invest. You do have to learn and educate yourself, but don't get discouraged. Keep going. When you feel like, you need some words, some motivation, reach out to us. We are great with that. Like, we want to encourage you to keep going, because you can do it. Like, we were able to do it. Like, we are a prime example of being successful in this industry. So we know that it can happen for you. You have to be consistent. You have to be dedicated. And you can do it. Like, just don't give up. Whatever you do, just don't give up, and keep doing the research, keep educating yourself. And
because we used to practice on one another. Woo. I used to push Monica in the wheelchair and secure her. I'm like, girl, when we get our first client, we gonna do this.
You know what? I really wish we would have recorded some of that stuff when we first started out, because like everything was brand new to us. Like I say, we made a lot of mistakes. We had to learn by trial and error. Like she said, we practiced on one another. There were a lot of nights when we were up late at night researching stuff. Like, she would work on one thing, I would work on another. Like, it was a lot of work. It didn't just happen overnight.
It didn't happen overnight.
Like, I would be lying to you if I said it was easy. It happened overnight. Like, and we still are learning. We learn every single day. So yeah.
And somebody said, do you need a CDL? No, you do not need a CDL.
Yeah.
No, you don't need a CDL.
So when is the conference?
Oh, we just looked at a spot today for it.
I know. The Nemt.
The Nemt conference. Last year was in September, so I'm thinking that it may be around the same time again this year.
Yeah. So it's NEMTAC, Nemt conference. Right. For those that may not know, but yeah.
So it may be September of this year. Last year was September, the second week in September. So it may be around the same time this year.
Okay. So you guys, I see you guys are always, out networking. So I want people to understand that is important, imperative in this industry. Like you guys just said, it's important that you don't give up and always set goals. Like she was saying before, there's steps to getting started. You're gonna need your LLC. You're gonna need an EIN number, business bank account. You want to get CPR certified. You want to get all those things, like the littlest things that you can get done. Knock those things out, and then work on getting the other things. How long after purchasing a vehicle do you start running your business for profit? Wow, that's a interesting question. How long after purchasing a vehicle do you start running your business for profit? Because
I mean, that's why we if they tuned into the very beginning, we talked about getting to the bag immediately. So as soon as you purchase your insurance, as soon as you purchase your vehicle, you got your insurance, you need to sign up with the broker so that you can get immediate trips. Immediately. I mean, that's just.
And if you sign up with a broker, like, you almost guarantee that you're going to start receiving trips immediately. Like, it's just what it is.
They'll flood you with trips because you have more trips than you be like,
right. Right.
But yeah, that'd be a good thing. So I'm glad she asked that question.
Somebody said any insurance companies, please. Now, I could give you a list of insurance companies from the top of my head, but to be honest with you, these insurance companies may not write business in your state. So, what I would advise you to do, there is a video on our YouTube channel with David Martini. He's an NEMT insurance specialist.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if he writes business in your state, but reach out to him, and if he doesn't, I'm sure he can refer you to someone.
Yeah.
Can you share with the people you guys how can everyone reach out to you? I know they can reach out to TikTok, but I know you guys have other platforms that come to get all this beautiful information.
Yeah. So if they go on to our TikTok, there is our LinkedIn bio, and it gives you everything. You can join our Women in Transportation group there. You can send us a message. You can email us. You can schedule a consultation. You can view our service and products. So if you want to do that, or you can send us an email at contact@mjreliabletransportation.com. Or if you have just a brief, simple question, you can DM us on Instagram. That's probably your best bet.
So people, or everybody that's on, they also have a free ebook.
Oh, right. Yep.
In that ebook. So if you want some good information, go to their website and get the free ebook that they have as well.
Yes. Yeah. The ebook, you can actually access the link to the ebook from our LinkedIn profile, our bio on our TikTok account. So yes, it's a free ebook, and yeah, that'll give you step-by-step basic guide to starting this business.
Okay. And now my question is, are we gonna get you guys on live? Are you guys gonna start doing lives on TikTok so the people come kick?
Listen, Dante, listen. We overworked. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
No, but we did say that we want, because I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. This whole social media world, recording, all this stuff, this is not our scope. Like,
no, we are so private when it comes to stuff like this. We are very private. So
for us to be, we slowly getting there. We did say that this year we're going to start doing more lives. We actually got some podcast interviews in the works.
Yeah.
But we're becoming more and more comfortable in front of the camera as we, record on our NEMT van talks and stuff like that. So yeah, to answer your question, we getting there.
We getting there. Just bear with us, okay?
Yeah, we got you. Okay. Somebody just asked me to put y'all information in the comments, so I'm gonna put your page. I thought they can go reach you on click your face, but maybe they can't. So I'm gonna put your information here.
He said type their information in the comments, bro.
Yeah. There y'all go. That's so, ladies. Thank you very much for offering me your time today. It was a pleasure.
All right, Dante.
We're gonna have
to put on something one day where all the NEMT gurus come together and
because Steph was talking about you guys went to that conference, Nemt conference, and she made a statement that the people that's in the industry, need to think about putting some. She was thinking about doing that. So
yeah.
I know she may be in your. I think she's in your women's group as well. So that we could put in there.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I just want to say it again. The Nemt conference, if you are serious about your business and starting this business, you definitely want to be able to connect with people there. Like, we met a guy who, how much did he make with his business?
Ooh, he was in the millions.
Yeah, he was from Chicago. And he had 11 vans.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Just like motivation, right? Like,
And he just started with him and his wife, and he's doing great. Like, yeah.
So yeah.
Oh,
You meet a lot of good people. You rub a lot of good elbows. Like, it's definitely a place where you can do a lot of networking.
Mm-hmm.
so Darlene, are you talking about the women's group, or are you talking about the NEMT conference group name? What are you referring to, so I can get that to you before we chime off?
Somebody said Chicago here. Okay, well
Okay, Chi-Town.
Wow.
he making millions in your area, boo.
Right.
You better get on it.
Women's group. Okay, the women's group. What is the name of the women's group, ladies?
It's Women in Transportation.
So it's Women's in Transportation.
Uh-huh.
So head over there to Facebook and join that group and get you some vital information.
Yes.
So, any closing words, ladies?
New year, let's get to it. Let's get to the bag.
Ooh,
I wish we had some. I wish we had some music for the closing, right?
I think the video that y'all made too. Funny. So yeah, I love it. So my words of wisdom is my great grandmother used to say to me, "Don't do what you can do today, tomorrow." What that meant, I didn't know what it meant back then, but I know what it means now and a few years ago. Which means if any information that these ladies share with you tonight to get started, don't wait till tomorrow to look up the information and start your endeavor on getting into this industry. Do it today, not tomorrow, because tomorrow's not promised to you. So don't do what you can do today, tomorrow.
Right.
Ladies, love and light, I appreciate you guys sincerely. You have a great night, and I'm wishing you much success. I know you're doing beautiful things, so y'all continue that. And like I said, I still be in contact with you guys.
Okay.
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Take care. Bye.
Now you can go party. Bye.
All right.